before and during when Israel was conceived as a nation was if she was single and never married. If a woman was single and they took over the land, you died. Because back then, if you weren't a virgin, you were garbage. And a lot of societies, especially in the Middle East, still view women as a scourge of whatever deity they believe in. The whole structure of biblical marriage is how men own women. Marriage was created for men to own and maintain female ownership. They wanted to control female sexuality, female rights, female legacy. Women don't have legacies. Their husbands do. Especially if you believe in biblical marriage. Biblical marriage is polygamy. Biblical marriage is not between one wife and one husband. And you notice that whenever they compare men and women, men are always compared first. Why our culture says men and women and not women and men? Because men are always more important. You look at biblical history. Women received 1/3 of an inheritance compared to a brother. Women were sold into slavery in the Bible. God actually had rules on how a father could sell his daughter into sexual slavery. Half of the 12 tribes of Israel, patriarchs, committed murder because somebody had dared to touch their sister. And the Bible records the worst acts of depravity a man can commit against someone who is feminine. The only time in the Bible women held positions of leadership was when there was no able-bodied man. Christianity, I don't know of a religion that hates women more than Christianity. And just because Jesus said a few nice things about women does not make Christianity any more good. Christianity has perpetuated the culture that sees women as inferior, that women are only looking for husbands, that a woman is judged and valued by her age, her looks, and who owns her. And any time you change your name in marriage, it's a symbol of ownership. Even if the people involved don't see it that way, it still is. That's why women change their name after marriage. The man owns her, even though he legally doesn't. Society still sees it that way. Which is why I don't believe in marriage, because it's an institution that man created to subjugate and humiliate women. Whether or not it's intentional, that's the institution. And who is marriage's staunchest supporter? Christianity. As long as we view religion as a sacred thing, what does that say about women, or how we view women especially? We don't view women with respect. Everything about our culture is how to destroy and consume women, from advertisements to TV ads, books and movies. We use women to sell anything. And then we shame her for dressing in a way that sells beer. Men can do anything they want. And if women show even the tiniest little male aggression, she's penalized. The double standards of our society shows our utter contempt for females. And yes, everything about Christianity is how men are special and women are cursed. And the only time women and men are equal in the Bible is in salvation. But even then, they have different roles. But if the superior people won't do the inferior work, and they do view women as inferior, if the men won't do the women's job occasionally, you're not equal. You're lying. Men won't do female church jobs because they view feminine work as inferior and infantilization and emasculation. There are more women in church than there are men, because women sell the patriarchy. Without women supporting the patriarchy, it wouldn't last. Because women outnumber men. If all the women in the world rejected the patriarchy, rejected male ownership and male domination, men would cease to have power, at least on the extent they have it right now. When half of the women on this planet support the patriarchy, or their behavior and their lives make the patriarchy thrive, we will never be equal. And remember the Declaration of Independence. All men are created equal. There's nothing about women being human beings and equal. Women didn't even get the right to vote in 1920, just white women. African American, Latinos, they had to wait 40 more years until the Civil Rights Movement came along. The only freedom and authority that religious people want is white male privilege. And if women didn't put up with the crap that men try to heap on us, we could rule the world. And everything the church teaches makes you feel like crap or blames women. Purity culture is about female ownership. Roles in churches, it's about excluding women. Teacher positions, you can't teach men if you're a woman. Why there are few to none female leaders in the fanatical fundamentalist churches? Because men believe it's a judgment from God to hear what a woman has to say. And yet all of these cowardly, emasculated men came out of a woman they hate and probably would never admit to it. If you support churches, our members, and believe that you are to be in charge, you can't not hate women. Anyone who supports Trump hates women because Trump hates women. His behavior shows nothing but contempt for women. Moral people do not support Trump. You can't. You can't support a pedophile and be a decent person. And the rules in church are about protecting white male privilege. They don't see women as anything but wives, mothers, daughters, and cooks. And being a biblical wife is being an unpaid office manager, personal assistant, maid, chef, and hooker. Biblical marriage is about polygamy. It's not about one man and one woman. Nowhere in the Bible does it ever say that marriage is between a man and a woman. Biblical marriage isn't even between adults. It was always between a man and a prepubescent girl. I mean, every Christmas we celebrate the Virgin Mary. Historically, she was anywhere between 12 and 15. That's sick.